So if you're meeting with a client in a review meeting, confirmation that service has been provided, you know your client knows these individuals, they know them well, you want to be introduced to them, but what do you do next? Well, next is to discuss the problems that these referrals might be exposed to. You won't know, your client won't know if these clients are being exposed to any of these problems, but they also won't know if they're not. Well, what problems? Well, how about fee disclosure? How about conflict of interest disclosure? How about value? So what you or the advisor who's attempting to develop a referral might say to your client, and I'll put myself in the role of the advisor here, talking to you guys, ladies that are listening onto this webinar, you be the client, I'll be you, I'll be the advisor. And we're at the point in the meeting where I've confirmed that value has been delivered. You've told me that, and I know that you know people, and we've already talked about who these people are. I know that you know them, and I want to be introduced to them. So where do we go from here? So it might sound something like this. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Client, let me just say that one of the things that I notice a lot when people come in here, especially in the last 6 months, year, people that get referred to me, one of the biggest problems that I see is that people come in here and they have no idea what they're paying in fees. They don't know what they're paying in fees. They don't know, they're not aware of any conflicts of interest, and they're not really too sure of the value they're getting. The reason that they don't know these things is because either the advisor that they're working with has a process for making sure this knowledge gets disseminated to them, make sure their clients know about this, but isn't doing it for them, or isn't doing it for anybody, any of their clients. So either they're not disclosing what the fees are, the conflict of interest is, and what the value is to this person who's coming into my office, but doing it for other clients, or they're not doing it for anybody. And there's a number of reasons for that, but the net of it is that the client doesn't know what they're paying in fees and doesn't know why they're being steered into one investment versus the other. They're just not sure of it, so they're uncertain. So my question to you, Mr. and Mrs. Client, is we've been talking about your friend here. Do you know for sure that they're dealing with an advisor that discloses all of this? Do you know if they're getting all of this kind of advice and it's fully disclosed? Stop at a role play. Your client is going to say what? Your client is going to say, I have no idea. I have no idea. Would it make sense to make sure that they do know? So the net of this is that fee disclosure is a very, very relevant problem that can be discussed with your client as it pertains to developing referrals. It's a problem that your clients can relate to very quickly, and they themselves may have had this issue at some point in time. So referral development using this method works.